What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with the Page, and today we're going to be doing 7 on Sunday. On Sunday is a Goodreads group created by Grace from G Swizzle, and I'll leave a link to both Grace's channel and the Goodreads group in the description box below. This week's topic are romances on the top of our TBR. So that could be any book that has a romance element to it. It doesn't have to be just straight romance as a genre. It can be a fantasy romance, it could be a hard-hitting contemporary with a romantic element in it, anything and everything. I've gone mostly down heavy-duty romance. Some of these I don't know how I feel about them, but I'm definitely excited to get to them. And I know I should be prioritizing things that I own. I know that I'm sure there is plenty of stuff on my shelves that have romantic elements that I could put as the top. But when I was thinking of the top 7 romance related books, these are what I came up with. So I'm going to start with the ones that I don't own. I only have the ebook for one of them and I would need to purchase the other 3, which is counterintuitive to my entire goals for this year, but it's fine. The first of those, which I think I already own, is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. I read Birthday Girl back in 2020. Ooh, that's testing the memory. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really fantastic and I want to see how this one unfurls. I'm not actually sure what the type of romance is. I know that these people were corresponding through like pen pals, and then one of them moves close and finds out that this is the person that they're being corresponding with, and they met in real life but the other person doesn't know. So very intriguing premise, and I'm very curious to see how it goes. I think it's also quite smutty, which never a bad thing in my books. Next up we have The Bromance Book Club by Alyssa K. Adams. I've wanted to read this since I saw the first one drop. There's now 4 out in the series and I really want to read these because I think I'm gonna love them. The entire premise is they follow different men throughout the course of each book and they join a book club to read romance novels to get to know how to appreciate their partners more. I love that premise. I think it's so sweet. And yeah, it's one of those that whenever someone's like, oh, what's a romance book you want to read? I'm like, that one. I don't own it. I haven't made it a priority, but it's definitely sitting there in the back of my mind going, gimme, 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 gimme. The next is one that I've thought about so much, and that is Well Played by Jen DeLuca. This is the second in the Well Met series. I adored Well Met. Hi! And I've recommended it heaps to friends. I'd love to see how the second one goes. I've heard that the second one isn't as good, but the third one with the guy in the kilt. So I definitely want to continue on with the second so I can continue on with the series, which is like some of my goals, but then that requires buying them. So, But I definitely want to get to Well Played eventually, and like before other things, and I just am so excited. And then the last digital one that I have is Untouchable by Talia Hibbett. I read A Girl Like Her and absolutely, that was my introduction to Talia Hibbett and hands down was a great way to go. I remember listening to the audiobook whilst at work and just sitting there going, I'm so glad people can't hear this right now because whoo! So Untouchable is book 2 in the Ravenswood series, and yeah, I want to continue on with this series. I had so much fun reading A Girl Like Her. It dealt with a lot of hard-hitting topics and I'm just curious to see where it goes. So my 3 physicals. The first is Electric Idol by Katie Robert, or The Beast. I know that I'm getting to this in January, so if you want one that I know that I'm not going to get to soon, would be The Beast, which is the 4th in the Wicked Villain series. This is the 2nd in Katie Robert's Dark Olympus series. Tracy has been hyping this the fuck up for me, so I am here for the smut. I have the audiobook. I should be reading this within like the next few days, maybe tomorrow on sprints. We'll see. Fun plug. So I'm going live with Rye from Rye's Reading Corner. If you're watching this when it comes out in 5.5 hours time, so it'll be 11:30 AE DT. There you go. So I might be picking this up. I haven't decided 100% what I'm committing to in that live, but I'm so excited. The next is Fortuna Sworn by KJ Sutton. Amy kindly gifted this to me, so I would definitely want to read it to be able to give my thoughts to her and just be able to swoon over this. I know that the 4th one just come out and it's absolutely wrecked people, so I'm very curious to eventually get there, and I have had Jacqueline backing this for me, so It's definitely one of those that are high up on the priority list, and I would love to get to this in March or April. Depends on how my reading plans go. And the final one is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. I've just seen a new cover that's been released, and holy shit, I love that so much more than this one. I like the blue and yellow one more than this, but the new one is just my favorite. This I need to read because it is part of my Read My Rainbow challenge, and I just need to get to this. I need to do it. I've been putting it off. I feel like I'm gonna have a good time with this, and so I definitely want to just dive into it and have a lot of fun and be able to continue on with the series. I don't know why I've been putting it off. I'm putting it on the top of my TBR for romance. So these three are 3 books that if you don't see that they are read by the end of the year, you can come slap me. The other 4, since I do need to acquire them, I'm not going to hold myself as accountable. I definitely do want to get to those, so they will probably crop up on TBRs throughout this year. Let me know in the comments what is a romance book at the top of your TBR, or one that has a romantic element to it. I just realized I probably could have put House of Sky and Breath, because I'm probably going to drop everything to read that this month as well. Here you go. It doesn't have to be just straight romance. It can be any form, or just have the smidgest element of it in it. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!